All right, back in the garden. This is, well, the second video that you guys will see. And I'm planting out tomatoes. I went to the local garden store, like my little farm store, and got a couple of my favorite varieties of tomatoes. We're gonna go ahead and plant those. As well as Courtney is growing me some surprise tomatoes. I don't think we've talked about which ones that she's going to grow me. So I'm really looking forward to that. We're gonna plant them in this bed right here behind me on this trellis, as well as I'm gonna plant them along the fence over here. So we're gonna go ahead and get those planted out. I'm so excited to get these in the ground. It's a beautiful day. Yesterday was hot. It was 80, I think it was 86, 83 or something like that. But today is nice and cool, warm. So we're gonna get these in the ground. I'm gonna wait for the peppers until the nights get above at least 50 degrees consistently, because I've heard that that helps them produce more and doesn't stump them. So we're gonna wait for the peppers, but we're gonna put the tomatoes that I have out and maybe put the trellises up along the fence. I was thinking about just letting them grow on the fence. The problem with that is that the fence is only 4 feet high. And I'm not sure whether that's going to be tall enough for the indeterminate tomato varieties that I have to plant there. So I think I'm just going to lean the trellises up against that fence as well, and it'll give just a little bit more height. And then they're just going to have to spill over the top, because I think they're going to spill over the top, which is, it's okay. And I do, now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm talking about that, I think I will probably need to raise this trellis up as well. Because it's pretty low. So I will probably do that. I'm gonna think on that. I'm not gonna think on that one while I'm recording, because you guys don't need to see that. But I'm gonna think about that and then potentially raise it up, and then we'll start planting. Okay, I'm sitting here trying to figure out what I'm gonna do, whether I'm gonna put the trellis up. I have these kale plants right here, and I was gonna pull them up, but then I just saw a bumblebee on them. So I'm not able to pull them up right now, because I'm just not able to. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plant empty space here, and the rest that I'll plant over there. And then when those are done and gone to seed more, the flowers are gone, then I'll plant those areas. At least I'll leave them just a little bit longer, because I just saw a cute little bumblebee on there, and I just don't have it within my heart and spirit and soul to pull their food source up yet, although there are more, plenty more, but I'm not able to do it today. So we'll plant where we can. So I thought I would show you guys this. I discovered that putting a little bit of tin foil, like making a tin foil little pot, works really well for on the windowsill. My kitchen windowsill is about exactly this width, and so I like to put them there. And it works perfectly. I bottom watered them and everything. So I thought that I would share that with you. So I just dump the water in there and they're happy. Ooh, hello, Wormy. Okay. Okay, so along this bed, I have a bunch of other stuff going on. So I have to interplant the tomatoes and anything else that I'm going to be planting along here. I'm also going to plant squash. Sorry, I'm out of breath for some reason. I'm going to plant squash and I think some peppers in here. So as you can see, there's lots of gladiolus coming up. They are all gladiolus, either volunteered or I moved the soil that their bed was in, and so they are just all coming up. So I'm just going to plant around them because they're really tall and skinny anyway, and they really hopefully shouldn't get in the way of anything else that I plant here. So I'm just going to start just plopping in tomatoes. Oh, no, wait, I have to do the trellises first. So I'm going to go ahead and move those over here. But do I want to? Okay, once again, little intermission while I think about it. Okay, I decided not to because there are specific laws about how tall my fence can be anyway. So I'm just gonna leave it and see how it goes, as well as the trellis really isn't that much taller than the fence. So what I would have to do is I would have to zip tie it up the fence and make it taller, and I don't want to put that pressure on my fence either because I don't want it to get all wonky and bowed and not nice looking from the street. So we're just going to go with the way that it is, and if I need to add more support for the tomatoes to crawl up, we'll kind of go there when we get there. Okay, so I have a dahlia right here somewhere, so I'm just going to plant the first tomato. So you guys are gonna kind of see me just putting them anywhere. It's not going to be super organized. All right, taking a little break in the shade. It is getting kind of warm out here. We've done all of the tomatoes, and now I think I'm gonna move on to the cucumbers. I'm right here by the cucumber trellis, so I may as well just get that done. And then I am gonna plant some squash in the bed, the long bed, the long skinny bed by the fence, by the road. And then we'll go from there. Because I know there's other things that I can plant and should plant, but I am blanking on what they are at the moment. So we're just gonna start with the thing that's in front of us, and that is cucumbers and squash. Lucas spider ant.